Okay, Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Answering the text from Through the Lens of Linguistics. Uh, the first question is, what are the basic characteristics of language? The basic of characteristic of language is, the first one is phonology, is how sounds or sign units function together. And second is morphology, is the form of composition of words or signs. Third is syntax, is the formation and compositions of phrase and utterance. Fourth is semantics, is the study of meaning. And the last one, the fifth point is discourse of pragmatic, is how language is used to communicate ideas. So second question is, how do sociolinguistics and discourse analyze change linguistics? So the answer is, sociolinguistics studies sometimes use discourse analysis as a tool to examine how people use language under certain scenarios. For example, there are several studies that analyze several episodes of a TV show and try to find patterns like what type of language, repertoire, and intonations, certain house of when the guests in the show are of a certain ethnic group or race, and etc. People tend to speak differently and use different variations of language when facing certain situations. And sometimes the reasoning is obvious, but also sometimes it's not obvious. Okay, the third question is, who are the major scholars in sociolinguistics and discourse analysis, and what are their contributions? So there is William Leboeuf, and then John G. Campos, and then there are also Del Himes, and also the sociologist Irving Goodman. They are began to call for a linguistic that focuses on the ways in which people spoke to family, friends, strangers, employers, and other they found in the everyday life and the daily lives. This increased interest in language, as it's influenced by ethnicity, gender, class, and minority groups, came about at the same time that nations were focused on social problems and issues. This was influenced by, for example, the civil rights movement in the US. Linguists began to realize that there was a strong connection between how people use their language in different contexts, and that language use was often tied to our relationships, to a community, and with society in general. Okay, and the last question is, explain one significant discourse study in sign language interpreting. So, Lawrence Forster in 2005 investigated that the shifting attitudes of deal leaders towards sign language interpreters, and notes how older leaders think of interpreters as their friends in exchange, whereas deaf individuals, deaf is this one, the person that we cannot hear, and individuals who attend mainstream schools have different feelings about interpreting. Jamina Napier and Meg McRohan in 2007 investigate interpreting from the perspective of deaf consumers in Australia to explore their agenda for quality interpreting service. They found that general satisfaction levels were high among deaf consumers, even though they seem to have a little choice about who interprets for them. Yes, for them, the key factor for working with interpreters include understanding consumers and text, as well as professionalism and attitude. Okay, that's all from me, and that's all the questions that I have answered. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.